So today, since I originally had a golf league outing this evening, and then it was canceled, and then it was back on, but it was rainy and nasty, so uh, basically only one of our four groups showed up, and we just played out and went home versus staying and barbecuing afterwards. So the end result of this is I am home at a somewhat reasonable time, and I can just about squeeze this in its almost normal time. All right. I don't know if I want to work on this one today. Think I want to do some tweaking slightly to the idea here. So I will take a look at the other one, the other contest course. Let's see here. Suppose I should get working on this one. I also have a short par 4 to... Oh, I just realized. I think this file is out of date. I think I've got my up-to-date course on my laptop, and therefore on my flash drive. So, never mind. Maybe I am not working on this one today, since I don't have the file. Well, all right. Well, we're just gonna jump into the other one then. Let's see what we can come up with here. I suppose I can work on that little downhill par 4. That should be fine. Alright, so let's see. So this one's like a little dogleg right, and it's... How long's this one? 192. And what's this one? 194. Well, we can fix that. Let's make this shorter. Especially since that green's all the way out there. Let's try a little... I could do 153. Or make it... Like, let's try... 165-ish. So this can be kind of an islandy one. So I think I've kind of changed my mind on what I want to do with this one. I want to go with a much kind of cleaner, like more kind of straightforward, simple type vibe. Give it like kind of a real course feel, like something you might play in real life. Which probably means simplifying the landforms a little bit so it seems less outlandish. Like my other one, I'm going very rugged and rustic, so this one I might go kind of very clean and polished. Oh, sorry, Reeve. I just saw your message. I'll probably work on this one tonight, but I can work on Silver City at some point this week as well. Let's see. I can make the landing area a little more generous as I go. See how this is. Oh yeah, that's actually a huge green. I can make this a little trickier. Let's make it, call it 30 by maybe 12 in the front and 20 in the back. Something like this should work. Of course, I can raise this up so that it perches dramatically. Yeah, I like that. I like that, I think. Let's see. The CC course is going pretty solid. I believe I'm currently working on 16, but I did a little work when I wasn't at home, and I did it on my laptop, and I forgot to transfer the most recent file back over to my desktop here at home. So I'm working on my other contest course in the meantime. I'm going to do a little work on the Dream Team one, which I am kind of changing up my, not so much my idea, so much as I'm changing up the style I want to do my idea in. I don't want trees, I want objects. Duh. Like, it's not going to be a Bethpage Black style course, but you know, just with the PGA being this week and seeing that everywhere, I'm kind of digging trying to do like a much more, not quite geometric, but way simpler style. And like, it's not going to be that kind of course, but I want to pull some ideas and just kind of a little bit of that feel. Which probably means I should go make this one like properly difficult, make it long. So yeah, I can kind of turn this into not a Bethpage Black-esque course, but something vaguely inspired by it. Give it a little bit of that like old public course feel, but still make it hard. Something along those lines. I'm just trying to figure out a way of, because when I started both of these ideas, they're both kind of a very similar vibe. I just want to try to find a way to differentiate those projects so that they feel different and play different. So I might try and make this one much harder than my CC one. Actually, kind of want to I want to leave that green perched and maybe just I feel like I want a little bunker out this way, but maybe just like more left. So like if you bail left trying to avoid the slope. Yeah. Something like that can work. So of course I'll have to go and redo, probably do some touch-ups on the first 3 holes to fit them into this new theme idea that I'm coming up with as we speak. Alright, so dang it. Of course the other thing is I'm going to have to figure out if I want to incorporate a lot of water on this course. Because right now it's very, very watery, and I may or may not want to potentially dial that back if I'm going for like a very Bethpagey feel. Not sure. We can figure that out as we go. Like I might keep this water here, but I might get rid of it on 1 and 3 because I'm not. It looks okay, but it doesn't. It looks okay on 3, but to me it's the. I don't know if it adds anything to those holes at the moment. We'll figure it out. Okay, we have plenty of time to sharpen up some ideas. Why is this controller not working? Oh, it's not plugged in. That'll do it. This isn't gonna work. Because I need to restart the game to get this to work. Alright, we'll just do that then, because I need to playtest. Actually, I'm not sure what it's going to show if I, well, here we're going to do the be right back. I'm not sure what it's going to show, because I just have it to show the game, so if I close it, I'm not sure what my Streamlabs is going to do. If it's just going to show my desktop or if it's going to close. And there we go. Oh, I need to see. Alright, it doesn't look like it's really dropping any frames, so we're good. One less thing to worry about. Alright, first we're going to do a little bit of sculpting here just to get. I think I want to dip this area a little bit. Definitely here. Just to make the punishment a little more severe for missing the green right. we go. Now to figure out bunkers. I'm not entirely sure what style I want to do these in. I'm going to try and probably do a little cleaner style. So maybe something like that. We need this to go a little further, I think. Maybe like that. I think we need it to... We'll throw in a little nick there. And I think I'm going to throw a little one in here as well. Something along those lines should do it. I think that'll work. And I might sink the pan a little bit more than usual on this, so maybe 2 and some change feet as opposed to kind of the 1.5 I usually do. Since the shapes are a lot more simple, it might need a little bit of help to get that defined look. Ooh, actually, I think that was good where I had it. Yeah, I think I like that. With the weird shape on this one, I might not want to go as deep with the pan there. I can tweak that one, I think. It's not quite there yet. I need it to slope forward a bit more. Actually, I could do... Let's see. See if I can't pull the back edge up a little bit by flattening the top. There we go. I think that works. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do streaming wise with my CC course here soon, because I'll have all the major whole ideas planned out here shortly. I've got 2 left, I believe, and then I'll be done with it, or with the kind of prelim, getting all the whole ideas down. Which means that everything else I'll be doing with it will just be just tweaking and like planting, kind of massaging whole concepts, sculpting greens, that sort of thing. I think I'll stream at least some of that, and I probably won't make like a Joy of Planting episode about it, just because I might try and do one. I just don't think it's as there's not a lot of interesting stuff to do or talk about with it. It tends to just be way more monotonous, tedious work. I might I could do it on an episode or a stream, like the first hole or two as I'm uh, kind of working ideas out, and then I think once the ideas are there, it I can probably just start doing that in in random off time streams and or just off stream entirely, because lots of planting is just it's really tedious and there's nothing particularly interesting going on there. All right, let's see here. Those bunkers need a little help, and I'm not sure what all they need. Honestly, it could just be lowering the lighting, just to make it a little more dramatic. Like, I don't necessarily want to lower these a whole lot more. Like, or at least this one. It's plenty threatening already. Yeah, these are already very deep, but honestly, I think I need to raise this pan up because it's got this whole bathtub thing going at the moment. In a couple minutes, I might have to step away for a couple minutes and go throw my laundry into the dryer. I'm doing a lot of multitasking this evening. I have a handful of stuff going, so let's see here. Well, hey everybody. Let's see. The kind of thing is interesting to want. Just getting here. Just let me get caught up on comments. There's a lot since I last checked. Um, yeah, I'll definitely do a little bit of like I don't want to completely cut out the planting side of thing on stream, but once you do the first couple holes and you have the theme down, then it's just kind of tedious, monotonous work. Like the first stages where I'm coming up with some of the creative ideas for it, I will definitely stream. The rest I'm not sure about. Hey Curtis, how's it going? And Tanaka and Justin, pop up the right edge of the bunker to make it more risky to plug on a bad lie. Right edge. Like on the, which bunker? This left one here? I mean, this realistically though, this one doesn't really come into play, but the very least, like, this could just help visually make it interesting. Yeah, I think I want to add some kind of, what do you want to call it? Right to left slant to it. Yeah, I think that works for now. Part of it is that just with the lighting, it just looks terrible from this far away. Or just, I mean, with the texture detail. That's an interesting looking hole. I think that it's close. There's some tweaking left to do, but it's pretty solid. Maybe I shorten it just a touch. Also, the one thing though that'll make, honestly, that'll make kind of talking through all the planting and stuff. I'd love to put some trees behind this, but I don't want to put the entire hole in shadow. Of course, I also don't want to block off number 5 too much. Put some up to the left. And some back here, I think, which should help keep it framed, even if it, let's see. I kind of like something like this. Make this like a big tree right there. Of course, I haven't really committed to the lighting much. I could move it slightly. Oh, don't do that. Do something like this. Hey Dwayne, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Let's see if I moved it back. Maybe I don't want anything sitting behind that green. At least not directly. Try flattening that out to kind of make that. Actually, I can go raise the edge here slightly just to make that kind of crease pop a little bit. Just to add a little bit of a visual distinction there. Might be interesting. It might get a little difficult to have 3 or 4 kind of distinct pin locations. I think I'm gonna have one up there, and one middle. Okay, I can work with this. So one there, maybe one here, one up here, and one over in this corner. I think I want to throw some trees on the corner there. Don't want to crowd this tee box too much, but I can throw some stuff off to the right to frame it, I think. That's a solid start, I think. Also, I'm doing okay. I got a little bit of a late start because I was out playing in my after work golf league. It was rainy and very sloppy and wet out there. It was a very odd round. I got off to the best start I've ever gotten off to in league play, only to end up shooting the worst round I've ever shot in league play. I had 2 10-footers for birdie that I lipped out on the first 2 holes, and was just like dead middle fairway, just striping irons right at the pin, just effortless. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go shoot a couple under today, and then hole 3 and 4 triple and quad, and then that was all she wrote. I think I had 2 more solid birdie opportunities that I lipped out, but everything was either a tap in par or a double, and there was just nothing in the middle. days like that get a little painful. But at the end of the day, I get to because it's a partner type thing where it's teams of two. So my playing partner just kicked serious ass, and we won big. I mean, again, it didn't hurt that I put up a big score, but um, all my blow up, all my blow ups were contained in a couple holes. So I was good to I won 4 holes for us, and he basically went and won 4 of the other 5. So we won big, and I get to pad my handicap. Not intentionally, of course, but it's just well, if you're gonna go shoot the worst round you've shot in league play, you might as well still win big. So it means I'm due for some net 20 somethings this year. But yeah, the matches I've played the last couple weeks have been intriguing. I've gone full Icarito mode where I just come out of the gate just absolutely guns blazing and then just immediately tank. Like I did a little 9-hole outing the other day with Mr. Dan Griffith, and I started off like no warm up, just off to the first tee, like easy par, just missed out on a birdie, and then just shoot myself in the foot immediately. I think like I started with a par and ended with 2 pars, and then just shot like a bunch of bogeys and doubles in there to go shoot like 9 over or something. It wasn't even like true Icarito because it's basically like the first hole was good. It's not like I had several good holes and then fell off a cliff. It was just like my best shot of the day was the first one, completely cold off the, you know, it's just like warming up is apparently bad for my game at the moment. Like those cold ugly swings that shouldn't work are the only effective ones I have. It's like, oh hey, let me just stripe everything for 1 hole and then just immediately tank. But I've got because we play every other Monday, um, and our day falls on Memorial Day. That means that we're not going to play again for another month. So I have all sorts of time to work on my swing and just get some stuff a rolling for next outing. And I mean, after all this, I feel like I've played terrible, but I've been outside of today, I've played awful this year and put up good scores anyway. So we were in second place in our division going into this, and we might be in first after this. So I mean, we're in great shape to make the playoffs at the end of the year. I think top 4 get in. So like all in all, it's been a great start, even though it's been very frustrating because I've been so close and yet just so awful. Like today was I had 4 birdie putts within 15 feet, all about kind of 10 to 12, and I also had 4 holes of double bogey or worse. And, you know, just there's just nothing in the middle. I duffed like 3 or 4 tee shots, just didn't make it to the ladies' tees. It's just like it worked or it very, very much didn't. I think that's starting to work. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the planting on this one just yet, but oh yeah, I should go get my laundry. It's that time. So I'll probably step away here for a couple minutes, move my laundry over, and then hop right back. I'll save quickly so I don't accidentally forget to. Alright, anyways, I will be back shortly. Yeah, probably 3 minutes or so if I had to guess. What am I doing? Oh, the be right back one. Hello, I am back. Alright, there we go. Murrah Canadian, love it. I don't know how Canadian I sound, but you know we can work on that. I'm terribly sorry. That was just British and terrible. I apologize to, well, everyone. You can't just jump into accents. You gotta warm up, man. I don't have very good accents. What am I doing? Oh, page down. Lower it and I'm not sure if I think that bunker's might raise the pan up just slightly. Like I like it. It looks good as a deep bunker, but like it's just a little bathtubby at the moment. So I kind of want to just raise that pan up a little. That's a solid start, I think. Also, is there anybody else streaming this evening? I don't think anybody streams at 9 on Mondays that I can think of. So I don't think I'm interrupting anybody. Who knows? What all do I want to do with this one? Do I want fairway, tee boxes, or green? I think I want to do fairway. So I want just that clean cut there. That'll work. Oh, whoops. I went fairway. Duh. Something like that could work, I think. Alright, glad to hear I'm not interrupting anybody's stream. Of course, who was... it might have been Dwayne I'm thinking of who was planning on doing something like Mondays at 9. But I'm not... I'm assuming that didn't really get off the ground. Unless I'm wrong and that wasn't ever something that was on the cards. I can't keep up with the who's doing what at what times these days. I mean, that's a good thing though. There's a lot of people, a very active streaming community, I guess. It's always good for stuff. I'm gonna go with the smoothest one. Eh, whatever. I'll figure it out. That's right. Andre was doing it. That was right. I forgot we had back-to-back design shows. He was doing his right after mine. Well, that's some quite terrible putting, but I think the whole concept is there. It's solid. Now I'm not entirely sure what I want to do here. Um, I don't want to stream a whole lot longer. Only because I might try and do the Quiplash stuff at 10 before I go to bed. And I've got a couple other chores I want to do, so I'll try and give myself 20-30 minutes to do that. Laundry's going to go probably a little past 10. Yeah. Alright, so maybe I won't be doing that tonight. Maybe I'll pop by as an audience member. Here, I'll play around with planting for a couple minutes and try to see what kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Planting theming I want to go with. Suppose I can use like these kind of bushes as a substitute for some like any kind of really brown grasses. Let's see. I knew there was a yellow bush in there somewhere. I can use some of those as well. Alright, so I don't really have any kind of really brownish grasses to play with. Which means that I guess I'm sticking with mostly... first one is about as brown as it gets, so I might try... well, I can actually save some time and... let's see. Normally I don't multi-plant or I don't use the multi-plant tool because I want to blow the size of the grass up a little bit and make it bigger and a little more visible. But since this, I might try just throwing some sparse auto plant stuff or multi plant. I think that's kind of working for me. As long as I mix it with some scrub stuff like that. I think I'm going to be abusing this bush a fair amount. Because it gives me a little bit of that brownish planty look. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's just make up some words. It's occurred to me, I'm not sure what comment the "that's what she said" joke was in reference to, but I've also probably said so much stuff that could be appropriate for one of those that it's entirely fair. And I do want some flowers at all in here. Currently, no. But we'll see. I could maybe add some spots of my little signature red flowers, but probably not a lot, just in little patches. Yeah, they're too green. That's not quite the. I mean, I could do some of these. I'm just trying to find some plants that don't look like really, really green. Like add little splashes of color, but without just being looking really out of place. These work. I just have to. Not sure yet. I gotta find the right kind of setting for those. That kind of works. We'll play with it as we go. Yes, that's a good one. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna clear that fairway. We're gonna just change the style up a little. Something like this, maybe. probably bump those tee boxes back slightly so that your driving landing zone is about there. It gives, okay, like 180-ish in. Can work with that. See how wide is this fairway? 38. I mean, that's fine. I can, that one can, it can be a little wider there. Here, let's curl it in a little more there. Alright, so I'll make a little, probably won't put a fairway bunker there. I'm not positive yet, but it's an idea. I'm just not sure if that would be too punishing or not. Probably not. I can probably throw one in there. We'll slim these fairways down maybe slightly, just so they're not terribly wide. Wait, don't want to make it too easy. I usually love my width. I might try and lower that slightly for this one. Well, the stream's called The Joy of Planting, mainly because it's a Bob Ross pun. You know, we're making it, and planting is just the closest thing to painting as far as course design terms I could think of. So ironically, I don't think I want to do a ton of planting on this show because it's generally tedious and not really interesting to watch as a whole. Now, I'll obviously try to do some and highlight like the kind of idea portions of it where I'm coming up with what I want to do for the course, but as far as sitting and just doing like all the monotonous labor for it, it doesn't make for a good show, I don't think. Though it depends on the project. Some of them are more tedious than others, depending on the style I end up with, and what was I gonna say? depending on the style I end up with and how much like manual work I have to do for those. Like I did a little bit of planting here. But again, it's like I probably spent 15 minutes putzing with this little area. And that's, like I could do an entire show and I might plant a whole tops. There just wouldn't be... I'm a bit of a slow planter, just to make up for doing everything else rather quickly. Trying to make these 2 small bunkers or 1 big one. I'm not sure. Let's see. This one's, it's like 30 by something. Could be worse. So, maybe. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really like the shape though. You can have tons of happy little accidents in course design. Just, I mean, I can't quite think of any off the top of my head, but, they exist. I mean, it tends to be more like, say, shifts in like what you're trying to do. Because I always start my my courses with like a very... Usually I'll have like an idea in mind, and they rarely end up following that idea. And by the time I'm done, they've usually morphed into this other completely different idea. You just kind of roll with it. Well, it started as this, but I really like this particular thing on it that doesn't necessarily fit into what I was what I was originally trying to do. But again, it really is just you adapt your course idea to what you find that's working on the actual course itself. Looking at the clock here, I should probably get going and get some stuff done, because it's getting late on me. Plus, I'm 40 minutes over when I would usually end this stream, but I also started an hour late, so it works out. Or not an hour, half hour late. That looks decent, I think. I'll have to obviously play around with the planting in front of the tee, but like that shouldn't be there. But and that can be cleaned up later. Real life golf has been going interestingly. Very hot cold. Like I've had some patches where all of a sudden I'm right back in form and it feels like I can't miss, and then I step up on the next tee box and I've completely forgotten how to swing a golf club and it just entirely falls apart. Like today, I played a league match today in the pouring rain, but um started off um like first tee, stripe it dead down the middle, have a flip wedge in, stick it to about 10 feet, lip out the birdie putt. Second hole, par 3, stick it to about 12 feet, lip out the birdie putt. And then, just when I'm thinking, oh, like it's working. It feels easy today. And I take a triple on 3 and a quad on 4. And I ended up shooting the worst round I've shot in league in the 2 years I've been doing it. So, but I shot the worst score I've done with 3 makeable, or 3 or 4. I don't know. I think every green I hit, I stuck it to about 10 feet and had makeable birdie putts. None of them went in, of course, because that would be going too well. But yeah, technically we haven't really had golf weather here either yet. We've decided that March was going to be March, and then April was kind of going to be March, and then May is so far has just been April. So we've had absurd amounts of rain, and normally around here, the average temperature is like mid 70s. Today it was 48 and raining. So it's just kind of that. Yeah, we haven't really had. It hasn't been golf weather here either. But again, I've gotten out a lot. It's just been dodging lots of rain. I don't know. I can yap about how frustrating this golf season's been for a while, but ultimately it hasn't been that bad. It's mostly frustrating because I've had stretches where it feels so effortless, and I'm like, oh hey, yeah, I'm gonna go back to shooting in the mid 70s again. I just gotta go tidy some stuff up, and then immediately forget how to do even the most basic things, and it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna struggle to break 90 now, and it's just on off on off on off nonstop. So who knows? Maybe we'll string some stuff together, and maybe it's just about lowering expectations and being more relaxed, and not expecting to play well, and just kind of letting it happen on its own. Like if I was playing all bad, it would suck, but it would be less frustrating because you're not being kind of um, teased with that idea of like, oh hey, you're like this close to playing really really good, and then just not. No, well, anyway, I definitely need to. Now I'm looking at the clock. It's like, yeah, I should get going. As much as I would love to putzel in this course for another hour and a half, I've got stuff to do, and figure I'd stop into the what's it called? Whatever Quiplash stream that they do Monday nights. So anyway, thank you everybody for stopping by. I appreciate all you guys, hanging around and chit chatting with me while I putz around. But what else? Yeah, I should be streaming like normal next week, kind of normal time. Um, yeah. Outside of that, I'm not sure if I'll get any real streaming in outside of that. Um, I don't know. If I find some time to stream this week and want to do more course design, I'll post on the forums or something. But in the meantime, thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you all again. Have a good night.